Ladies and gentlemen, Oblique Seville has done it again. This is not the first time. And he's telling us, Jamaicans were born for this. Ladies and gentlemen, in the whole world, these are the only people who can stop United States of America. I've always told you, choose your team right. If you want to be disappointed, it is you who has chosen that. Those of us who sat down and saw everything and knew that 100-meter race, sprinting, even 200, even relays, as far as speed is concerned, we are always going to be behind Team Jamaica. Those of you who want to be disappointed, that is up to you. But right now, Oblique Seville has made it 9.87 Diamond League. He has beaten the Olympic medalist, gold, the champion, Lyles. We are proud of this young man. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to analyze this race that took place during the Diamond League, where the Jamaican has emerged again. We saw that at the time Kishen Thompson did what Jamaicans were born to do. And Oblique has also done what Jamaicans were born to do. 9.87, ladies and gentlemen, that was incredible for this young man. Allow me to quickly analyze some things that came out, as we always do. So my first point, ladies and gentlemen, I want to confirm something, and I want to tell you something or remind you of something. A lion is always a lion. Whether the lion is sick, whether the lion is tired, whether the lion is hungry, a lion will always be a lion. Jamaicans are the lions, the kings of sprinting, ladies and gentlemen, as far as speed is concerned. They have not done it once, twice, but times without numbers. And so, when you see them doing what they're doing, they are back, ladies and gentlemen. And I've told you, a lion will always be a lion. It is the king of the jungle. Just like in the sprinting world, ladies and gentlemen, there is a field that was made for the Jamaicans. Each and every community have got something that is rightfully theirs. So Oblique Seville coming out to humiliate Lyles, ladies and gentlemen, and even Kishen a few days ago came and did the same thing. Now these two young men from Jamaica have outdone a champion from Olympic. You know what? They are telling the Americans and they're telling the whole world that when it comes to the field of sprint, we are the lions. Ladies and gentlemen, and as I've said, a lion will always be a lion. There is a respect it is given in the jungle. So anytime Jamaicans, they walk into that field of 100-meter race, sprinting field, ladies and gentlemen, they're always going to reclaim their rightful position. So the fact that this young man has also beaten Lyles, not even once, twice. This is a gold medalist, ladies and gentlemen. So this just confirms my point, that when it comes to the field of sprint, we know the lions. And they're telling the world that we are the lion in this field. So number two, ladies and gentlemen, this win for Oblique. Last week when Kishen Thompson did the same thing, I told you that Jamaicans are back to the rightful position. Now, the fact that Oblique Seville has also come out to confirm, ladies and gentlemen, it is not easy beating an Olympic gold medalist. So Oblique also coming out and doing the same thing that his countryman did, ladies and gentlemen, beating a champion. It is a sign that I confirmed a few days ago that Jamaicans are back. And when I say they are back, they're not back to the sprinting field, but they're back to their rightful position. I told you, we know that they're the kings as far as sprinting is concerned. And so it is not easy, ladies and gentlemen, for only people from one particular country to do the same thing. Last week, Oblique was not present there. It was Kishen. He did it. And we now seeing Oblique also doing the same thing. So this is a confirmation, because it is not a coincidence that one country, ladies and gentlemen, would outshine a champion. And so when I say they're back, now let me just take you back a little bit to know what I mean by Jamaicans being back. Now there is a list that came out among the fastest 100-meter record. 100-meter record. And those records, we've got 7 of them, ladies and gentlemen. And these records have been set 15 times. 100-meter race. The records have been set 15 times. And in the 15 times, 10 times have been done by Jamaicans. 5 times have been done by people from the United States of America. Let me repeat. We've got 7 records which have been set 15 times. 100 fastest records. 100-meter fastest records. And these records have been set 15 times. 10 times Jamaicans. 5 times United States of America. So if you look at all these 7 fastest records, now the last one, the 7th one, that is 9.75. We've got 2 times from United States of America and 3 people from Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen, 9.75. Now, if we go to the 6th fastest record, we've got 1 Jamaican and 1 person from the United States of America. If we go to the 5th fastest record, that is 9.72. We've got someone from Jamaica and another person from Jamaica. Now that is 2 Jamaicans. Now if we go to the 4th fastest record, Tyson Gay, United States of America. If we go to the 3rd fastest record, that is 9.69. We've got 2 people from Jamaica and 1 person from the United States of America. Now, if we go to the 2nd fastest record, we only get 1 person and from Jamaica. If we go to the 1st and the fastest record, that is 9.58. Still, it is a Jamaican, ladies and gentlemen. So when I say that Jamaicans are back, this is what they've always been doing. For example, you're going to realize there is a record that has been set by both United States of America and Jamaica. There is a record that has been set by someone from United States of America and has been broken by a Jamaican. And there is records that have only been set by Jamaicans. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if we look at even the fastest record in history, 100-meter race, they've always been set by Jamaicans. And so what do I mean when I say Jamaicans are back? They have always been doing this. And they are back to the rightful position. So number 3, ladies and gentlemen, when Seville beat Lyles again, and also this is the 2nd person from Jamaica doing the same, we can also conclude that we've got excessive talent that comes from Jamaica. I've always said it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you go to the United States of America at the moment, Lyles is the fastest man. He's the man that is likely to represent United States as far as winning gold or any medal is concerned. But if you go to Jamaica, we've got Keishawn Thompson, who has beaten the fastest man in the United States of America. We've got Seville, who has also beaten the fastest man in the United States of America. So in Jamaica, the talent there is extreme, that we've got 2 different people that have had different races with the fastest man from the United States of America. And both people have beaten the fastest person, Lyles. So ladies and gentlemen, whenever we say the talent in Jamaica is too deep and extreme, this is what we mean. It is not easy. Different people from one particular country going to face an Olympic gold medalist, and you know what? In both occasions, they have beaten him hands down. Now, number 4, and these have shocked very many people all over the world. How could this young man manage 9.87 on the rain? You look at the floor, it was wet. Sub 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, below 10 seconds. And you look at that weather. We've got people who cannot even run below 10 when the weather is conducive. That weather was not conducive. It was raining. But this young man managed 9.87 on the rain, ladies and gentlemen. So it means that if the weather was conducive, now this is showing people what Seville can do. And this is making this young man very dangerous. Looking at his age and what he's doing, despite the fact that the weather was not on their side, but he still managed 9.87. He still managed the speed. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this can show you what Jamaicans always do. Because this has gone global, ladies and gentlemen. People are discussing, how can someone manage 9.87 under that condition? We know, even under a normal condition, it is not easy. We've seen very many races. Ladies and gentlemen, even when Kishen beat Noah Lyles, we've got people who could not even manage. Even Noah Lyles had 9.9, and the weather was conducive. So this young man coming out to set 9.877 and emerge victorious under that condition. That is insane, ladies and gentlemen. And as I've always said, we've got to study, people from Jamaica. These are, unique genes. 9.87 under that weather, that was very, very, that is another wonder of the world that we should study. So that was a very incredible performance. So the last point, ladies and gentlemen, you want to tell me that in the whole world, the only country that can stop United States of America, the superpower country, it is Jamaicans. Ladies and gentlemen, Noah Lyles from United States of America, who has got gold from the Olympic. Twice, he has been defeated by Jamaicans. You want to tell me in the whole world, and I repeat again, there is no country that can tell the United States of America that we can also defeat and compete with you. I've showed you the seven fastest records, which have been set 15 times. And 10 times, it has been done by Jamaicans. So, does it mean that without Jamaicans, it is only United States that would have the fastest men in the world? I'm not lying to you. Look at the fastest records. Remove Jamaicans. We only remain with the United States of America. Look at Noah Lyles. Remove Kishen and remove Seville. We only have Noah Lyles, someone from United States of America. So it therefore means that the whole world should thank Jamaicans, because they're the only country that has come out and they have said, you know what, we can compete with people from the most influential country as far as power is concerned. Because if you look at the superpower country, United States is known to be a superpower. And only one country can defeat them, despite the fact that they have massive resources. Ladies and gentlemen, so therefore means that we should thank Jamaica for coming out and stepping up. And they're competing. And somebody always said that, you know what, Jamaicans are punching above their weights, ladies and gentlemen. It's like somebody from the middleweight fighting with the heavyweight. What do I mean? Look at the size, the population, the resources, as compared to the United States. These are mighty people, mighty country, as far as resources concerned, influence is concerned, political power is concerned, controlling of the media is concerned. But you remember the story of David and Goliath. We've got the Davids. Those are the Jamaicans. They're always going to come out and tell the world, you know what, we can compete with the greatest. So Seville doing this, to us who have been supporting Jamaica, we are very proud. That is 9.87. And we've got people still saying, you know what, Noah Lyles is going to surprise the Jamaicans. But Jamaicans are always ready. So this is going to be a very tough competition. And the whole world is now watching. And Noah Lyles knows that he has got to face two dangerous people. That is Kishen Thompson and Seville. So it's going to be one of the greatest, one of the greatest events of all time. I know we've got greatest events. I'm saying one of the greatest. So ladies and gentlemen, in competition, we've got what is called preference. Each and every person prefers a person or a team that they want. So when we support Jamaica, we are not against Noah Lyles. We are not against pan-Africanism. But this is a competition. At the end of the day, we've got somebody who is going to always emerge number one. And each and every person has got a right to support the person they want. So we've got nothing against Noah Lyles, but we've got a preferred nation and preferred sprinters who come from Team Jamaica. So ladies and gentlemen, that was just an analysis of how Seville, a young man from Calabar High School, has come out to make Jamaica proud again and to tell the world that this is their rightful position and they are back to where they've always been. Those are new in this channel, as I've always said, this channel is called African Awalk. Our aim is to promote love. And we all know the most famous song, One Love, that was done by one of the greatest reggae artists, Bob Marley. I've always said our inspiration comes from the greatest pan-Africanist, Marcus Garvey, who wanted to see Africans in the continent, out of the continent, come together. Once we come together, we are a great people. Once again, we say congratulations to 9.87 Team Seville. We wish you all the best, and we who are always behind Team Jamaica, we are requesting you, Seville and Kishen Thompson, make us proud, as I've always done. For now, my people say goodbye, or in Jamaica, Likol Mo.